Okay, we're ready to give you a market update for the month of May of 2026. We look forward to giving these each month. We're going to run through some numbers and also share what we've been seeing in our personal business and just kind of what's happening in the county here at San Luis Obispo. So why don't you start?
Yeah, I'll start it off. So we're going to first talk about days on market for May of 2026. So the median days on market is 11 days. The average is 32. So the difference of those is pretty interesting. And before we get too much into it, I wanted to compare it to last month of April. So the median is 12 days, average is 44. And
pretty
then
similar.
Comparing it to then what I just said, May as 11 and 32, it's pretty similar. So it's maybe ticking down a little bit, which is good for both of those.
Going into the summertime, which is good, right? And median and average, just to kind of clarify that, median is if you had a range of 1 through 100, you're just picking that middle number and that's what you're going with, compared to an average of taking everything and having an average of what that is. So if you have some listings that are sitting on the market for a longer period of time due to a higher price point or maybe a really low price point, and those are sitting on the market, then that's giving you a different of an average versus a median. So hope that makes sense.
Yeah, and and the median to average are huge disparities. So it's good to get both numbers to kind of, I don't know, it can either support one side or not.
Yep. And whenever I'm looking at a property, what happens is based on the location, the price, all that stuff, you can kind of gauge somewhere between like the 11 and 32 where you're going to fall in that as far as a goal. If you're helping put the house in the best position, like we do with getting it prepped and ready and priced right.
Yes.
So, all right, let's go on to the next one. Sales price. So average sales price for May, we went up to $1,105,115. Which is crazy to think about.
That's the average.
Just the average price in the whole county.
In San Luis Obispo County.
This is also not for commercial, land, or manufactured homes.
Just residential.
All of these stats is residential. Single family homes, duplexes, those kind of things can be pulled in. So the median is $910,000, and coming off of last month, we were at $1,090,000 is the average and $909,000 is the median. So it's ticked up a little bit, not much. It's very, very similar to last month, but overall, I would just say, we continue to see prices going up.
Yeah, and days of market,
slightly.
Like we were just saying, coming down a little bit, but then prices are ticking up just a tad.
Right. So, just to think back about 4 or 5 years ago, the median, we're up about $200,000, which is a lot to think about the whole county. So total sales, if we look at, you can go ahead and do that one.
Yeah, so total sales for May of 2026 is 253 homes sold. And then comparing that to April of 2026 is 255. So pretty much
same number.
Yeah,
almost.
Not different. Yeah. Not much different at all.
And if we look at last year for May, we were at 210. So, we're up about 45 houses or so from last year, which is good because those are, kind of low numbers in the big scheme of the whole county.
Like you were just saying, going into summer and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully we're going to be having a better number. Yeah. But if we get into the new listings, this was kind of a red flag maybe or something that we can talk about. But for new listings for May, we had 271 for the county. For April of last month, we were at 350. And last May, we were at 364.
So that's May of 2025.
So May of 25, 364.
So comparing it to even last month or May of last year, it's not
significantly down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then like we're saying, but it's going up. It's interesting.
Yep.
And the prices.
And the sales are about the same.
Yeah.
Kind of going up a little bit. So what that means is overall, like our inventory is fairly low, but it's up from where it was a couple years ago, which is good. So what are the reasons that we're seeing these numbers? Those are the things that we kind of want to talk about for a minute before we end this.
Stuff going on in the world that I think people are not wanting. I mean, interest rates are also high, but there's just a lot going on in the world, which I think also...
Some uncertainty.
Yes.
Yep. So that plays a big part.
Yeah.
Right? And so some people are just kind of like pausing a little bit, waiting to see what's going to happen. There's different, like you said, things happening in the world that are a little bit out of everybody's control.
Exactly.
So our job is to just help families navigate and understand, like, you still need a place to live. So when and where is the right time to do it?
Exactly.
Maybe there's a handful of people that are sitting on the fence that, in the past few years, looking at these numbers, were already starting to list their house. That means, in my opinion, it's almost like there's a little bit of a bubble that might burst going into June, July, August, and we might see the new listings number go up compared to staying at this lower number of like a 271.
Yeah.
So I think we could see June push back up to like a 350 range.
Yeah.
Which would be great. So that just, continues to have some some traction on what's happening in the county.
Definitely.
I also think that this is just a personal opinion. I think there's a lot of people that just don't really want to leave here.
It's true.
And so I think that we're also seeing a little bit of that where, but besides interest rates and everything else, I mean, if you're buying here, we've sold a lot of houses to people that aren't moving anytime soon.
No, not at all.
So, it's, we've talked about it in other videos, but we live in a bubble. We live in a great area.
It's more like life events that are kind of having people either downsize or kind of move, even just in this area in general. You don't even have to go out of state. But like my dad, he lives in Nipomo. They have for almost 15 years, and they could downsize. They have a lot of land, a lot of house, but they don't want to.
Right.
They'd rather just not have to deal with any of it. So I think a lot of people are doing that. And
they bought it at a good price. They'd have to rebuy at a higher price. And so sometimes
golden handcuffs of your mortgage.
Right, exactly. So that's kind of our market update for May of 2026.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to come back next month and kind of go over, like we're just saying, we'll see how it changes or not.
Yep.
Going into summer.
Look forward to chatting with you next month.
See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.